You would agree with me that with the very extensive presentation made by my colleague, the Deputy Minister for Health, as well as the remarks by Professor, and also the very brilliant presentation by a friend from the Plant Medicine Center in Ekwapim. I'm not sure that you need any address. I'm not sure you need any address, so I'll make some very brief remarks. First, I'd like to commend Professor and his team for the work that they are doing to support the development of our country. My ministry is pleased to be associated with what Professor is doing for 5 reasons. First, it is one of the strategic anchor sectors that Ghana is developing to diversify our economy from cocoa and gold. The manufacturing of pharmaceuticals is one of the new strategic sectors that Ghana is developing. Because for our country to depend for over 100 years on only 2 commodities clearly should tell us that this is not sustainable going forward. So we need to diversify our economy. And that is why recently you've been hearing about the development of the automobile and vehicle assembly plant. The pharmaceutical manufacturing industry is one of these new strategic anchor industries. And what Professor is doing is at the center of this new strategic industry that we are developing. And that's why government is interested. We are also interested because what he is doing and the development of plant medicine in general will help create jobs. We all know that one of the most difficult challenges confronting us as a country is unemployment. What Professor is doing and what other manufacturing companies in the plant medicine space are doing will not just create jobs, but will create high quality skilled jobs. So we are talking about enhancing science, mathematics, engineering and technology, STEM education. We are talking about technical and vocational education. Where are we going to employ these new graduates who are going to come out of these schools? It is only through the effort of Professor and other companies that are going into the manufacturing industry that would open up job opportunities. All these people are coming out of our scientific institutions. So government is interested in that. Thirdly, if you listen to the scientific presentation and what Prof has said, it is also contributing to research and development. We know that globally, the WHO estimates that about 80% of the global population depend on plant medicine. See, here in Ghana, when you talk about herbal medicine, people give us different connotation to it. If you call it plant medicine, globally, it raises the bar. But it's just a question of nomenclature. A question of nomenclature. There are professors in plant medicine, but you may not hear about a professor in herbal medicine. But it's all about the same thing. And if 80% of the global population depend on plant medicine or herbal medicine, then it is important that if Professor and his colleagues are researching and creating innovative products, then we should be interested in supporting them. Because it's the research and development that creates innovative products. So that's why government is also interested. But it goes beyond that. Ghana produces only about 30% of our requirements for medicines and drugs. So we import almost 70% of our requirements, which is not acceptable. And so every effort made by entrepreneurs in Ghana to manufacture pharmaceutical products which will reduce our import bill, government will support those efforts. It also goes beyond reducing imports. A friend from the Plant Medicine Center was talking about the market value for pharmaceuticals peaking at 5 trillion by 2050. And what he's saying is not politics or cosmetics. It is true. And so if Ghana can focus on developing pharmaceutical products, including plant medical products, the potential for export is very significant. Even if we don't make 1%, and we make 0.0001% of it, it will help reduce our debt burden and help us earn foreign exchange, which is the only way we can support our currency. So that's also important for us as a government. He talked about revenue mobilization. Now, Professor is whetting our appetite for us to expect $32 billion when this new innovation comes onto the market. Prof, we are going to work with you on that. As a result of all the benefits that we can derive from the pharmaceutical industry, government is actively supporting companies to enhance their standards, quality standards, to WHO Global Manufacturing Practices Standard, so that they can export their products globally. So currently, there are 3 companies that are working with government to get to the level of WHO GMP standards. And I'm very hopeful that very soon, Kua Research and Manufacturing Company will also get into that category of companies that will reach WHO GMP standards. But why is it that in spite of all the benefits to be derived from herbal plant medicine, there is still that stigma associated with plants and herbal medicine? From what we have heard, there is absolutely no basis for that. But those of you in the herbal and plant medicine space, you have to make a contribution to reduce and eliminate that stigma. And you can only do that by following the example of Professor Samuel Ato Dankwa, by actively working with regulatory agencies, opening up his manufacturing industry for scientific analysis. If you are keeping what you have close to your chest because you feel that it is dangerous to expose what you have and the knowledge you have, how do people then have confidence in what you produce? And so this is my charge to you, those of you in the industry. It starts with the phytochemical and biochemical analysis of your products. It is not enough to say that it was passed on to you by your great grandfather. If you want it to become a mainstream product like Kua mixture, you have to be able to subject it to phytochemical and biochemical analysis. Secondly, you have to be prepared to subject it to therapeutic analysis, because part of the challenge with herbal medicine is in respect of dosage. When people have to prescribe it, they have to prescribe dosage that is consistent with the analysis of the disease that has been identified. So that is also very important. The gentleman from the Plant Medicine Center was talking about therapeutic analysis. You need that. But you also need to expose your process technology. If you are making a preparation and using it for a limited number of people, you may not necessarily be interested in process manufacturing technology. But if you want to do mass production, which is what is going to give you money and income, then you have to adopt the type of process technology that is safe, that is efficient and effective. So there are many things that those of you in the plant medicine and herbal medicine community, there's work to be done. Let us confront that issue. But I'm very confident that with the leadership of Professor and many others, many unsung heroes all over the country who have not had the exposure to our country like Prof has had, with the leadership of these individuals, the future is bright for herbal and plant medicine. So I'd like, on behalf of His Excellency, the President, and on my own behalf and on behalf of my ministry, to assure you, Professor, that we are solidly behind you. And whatever we need to do to make sure that we take Kua mixture.
I bring you greetings from His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, Asante. Otumfuo would have wished to be here at the invitation of his friend and brother, Professor Samuel Ato Duncan. But with the preceding rise towards Sunday's President, he has asked me to be here. I will communicate the conferment of the patronage to him. I know Otumfuo is solidly behind the Kua mixture, that is the COA GOP. And when the last time I went to Cape Coast and informed him about that, he wholeheartedly said, give them the land. I'm ready to help. So, as COA DPM has acquired 1,000 acres of land at my area. We are working on that, and very soon things will start there. I think the other presenters have said it all, and the minister also has supported and said that the government will support this initiative. Right? With the Sustainable Development Goals, especially the Development Goal 3, which talks about the well-being of everybody. Plant medicine now is the way forward. And we should all support Professor and his team to be able to lead the way forward. Thank you so much.
Yo, senior here say, I was a lunch poor mixture. We only say, poor mixture, and one poor FS. Now, Tama, poor FS. You are calling, I have somebody, Uncle for Pinim say, poor mixture, assign Abba. Into a person of phones, a poor mixture, no, I formally, a friend poor FS, no, I see a baby. And nothing so, those and go for baby. At the end, I may take advantage of dry braining now. Now, I must say, I'm call from shop to shop, catch them proposal, produce poor mixture. Many men, they Jumana, almost at some produce. And sir, I need and Yanuka. If you do baby and person, young person for I take advantage. Comedy in the month of 4 years, and whom Bibia near Tossum and Sayer. Research worker, a Busua, poor Mr. No one. And we think, baby, I could be I'll see a month for who say, poor Mr. No walk about things. And you drew beer, and you drew one, so I can say, if you are seeing album, we are seeing Jim Dassi. Say, drew one, so and yet, to send one because a cure for HIV. And your cure for HIV, where were 161 organic compounds. Now, our antiviral properties. But not going to be far as a cure. So, a fan as a buano, not a basso, or now a fan, how many treatment are not there. But there's a government policy. Just your baby heart. Be your antiretroviral drugs. It will be our antiretroviral drugs. We are more antiretroviral drugs. No, Kofa, who was a non or the Quaco treat. Name more bet me alpha. Qua mixture. Edia can antiretroviral drugs. It is a net for only HIV. They are registered for your general well-being. The engineer, so I count general well-being now. I just say, what poor It's a draw I register as a supplement. I draw I register as for your general well-being. What promoting? It's Arabia, we are no to me then, which we found at the ball. But we found 1 hour before or after offer a Drubia offer. And we are able to me a day after. Now, a Drubia. I'm the Ministry of Health. Adiatum. There are two more essential medicine lists. It's when it says, Dr. Bia Organ Habia Habalo, Orthodox, everything you prescribe, the poor Mr. I'm a Obia or Yari. It is this idea, Obia bet me, Dr. Bia bet me prescribe. I'm a Obia on a poor Mr. Pharmacy shops, no, I Bibi Bachelor almost say, almost here a draw, many men a draw, no major, and almost produce one money. Now, as I said, product or my register, no, men person may bought a drobia, or be a bit me at home, a drobia for any condition, not as I register for. But any idea, or be a bit me about Bianca Bagaso, me produce will be a poor mixture. Because Quamishan is very unique. Formula and milk penny. It is eduro bi a obi di baba na minim offense description me my description of eduro kro no but eduro bi obi ba bro bi obaka choso no na na ye adwuma ana mapa me ho na me anso me ya medie no